a big one, ladies and gentlemen. We understand from our sources that Softbank and one more party are on the verge of finalizing a massive 9,600 crore rupee deal with the Piramal Group. We at ET Now have not been able to ascertain who the second party is, but Softbank very much there. In fact, we're being told that a team of nearly 30 people from Japan, from Softbank, are at Piramal's office in Mumbai working on this deal, which could be announced soon. They're likely to infuse capital in Piramal Group in two tranches. That means Softbank as well as one party. 9,800 crore rupees is what 9,600 crore rupees is what we are picking up from our sources. Remember, we've been talking a lot about when it comes to liquidity issues. So it is going to be Softbank and one more party. It's a mega transaction. Watch out for this. This is a mega ET Now exclusive. But our story just doesn't end there. So yes, it'll be a two-tranche deal. Like I told you, massive numbers. You're talking about almost $1.4 billion. Softbank, one more party. The question we need to ask is, why would Softbank be interested in the Piramal Group? And that brings us to the second part of the story. Mukesh Ambani and Ajay Piramal, the principal promoters, are believed to have discussed a new business together. Piramal and Reliance Jio are expected to form a joint venture for consumer lending. Softbank interest in the Piramal Group is seen primarily on the back of this intention of Reliance Jio as well as Piramal. That means to join forces and to enter fintech as well as consumer lending. Of course, we reached out to all stakeholders, and Piramal Group said, we do not comment on market speculation. Reliance Industries said, your query on Reliance Jio is not true. I'm going to be a little cheeky over here, ladies and gentlemen. You're seeing basically one more marriage between these two business houses, one more marriage for consumer lending, one more marriage for entering fintech. Consumer lending, of course, we've already seen an interest by Reliance Industries in that. Of course, Piramal is in that business anyway. They're going to be joining forces. We've been talking about liquidity issues, and that's where Softbank comes in. I believe Mohit Saraf, senior partner at L&L, the law firm, joining us here. Mohit, good evening. This is Nayantara Rai in New Delhi. This is a mega ET Now exclusive. We understand from our sources that nearly 9,600 crore rupees is going to be infused in capital in the Piramal Group. It could be a subsidiary of Piramal Enterprises. It's going to be two tranche. It's going to be by Softbank and one more party. I admit ET Now has not been able to ascertain who the second party is, but that's 9,600 crore rupees in two tranches. We asked, why would Piramal and Softbank, why would Softbank be interested in Piramal? And that's the second part of the story, where we understand Reliance Jio and Piramal are going to join forces. They're going to see one more marriage between those two business houses, and it's to be for consumer lending and for fintech. Mohit, it's a story that is just breaking. If I could get your initial reaction, let's begin with the capital infusion, this double party deal in Piramal. We've been hearing about liquidity issues. We've been talking about NBFCs, real estate, all of that. But this is a massive deal, nearly $1.4 billion.
Absolutely. I think typically when you form a joint venture agreement, two parties generally bring something to the table. And here I think it's probably quite a interesting bit, because Piramal has been big in NBFC space, and they have been running NBFC, they have been investing in NBFC, they understand the entire sector. So that's one thing. And if you look at Reliance is really now largely a TMT company, telecom, media, and technology. So I would say, really, if you look at fintech, typically these two parties, one brings financial understanding, the other brings TMT. So it's a pretty decent, I would say, offer the two parties are bringing in. And then there is a Softbank, which understand fintech, understand technology, understand scaling up, all those issues. I would say it's a pretty win-win situation, because with the financial crisis plaguing the entire NBFC sector, virtually most companies which are looking at Indian market for raising capital are actually very stressed. And with SoftBank, they'll be able to raise capital overseas, bring the money inside, and do lending. So I would say they can actually have a much larger margin compared to any NBFC in consumer business. So this is a big scalable business. This is huge, and therefore I can understand why Piramal, Reliance, and SoftBank are all joining hand. And this is, I'm just basing on your news break. I have no idea about this business, but it makes, I think it makes a compelling business story because all these people have different expertise, and this is really a space which virtually has been like most players in this space have been killed. And therefore this is really a natural play because banks, public sector banks cannot really come to this play. So therefore this is a great opportunity, and I think if they're joining hand and with all these people bringing those expertise, I think it's a great opportunity. I hope they can scale it up, and I hope your news is correct.